Hello there, Virgo. My name's Frankie. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading's for Virgo for June of 2020. We're 6 months into the year now. Unbelievable, but 6 months are gone already. Well, to everybody that's new out there, I pull 4 cards for the month. We use the bottom card on the deck for the overall view of the month. We'll pull Angel card at the end of the reading to hopefully bring everything together for us. Now, I am an empath, so I have a speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you, makes all of us Virgos name Frankie for the time of the reading. Look at your moon sign and rising sign. You get a more comprehensive view of the month. And I actually don't believe the cards are going to go week by week. I think they're going to blend in and out throughout the month as an overall theme. Now, I have a short message for us, and it's like we are to conserve this month our time, our money, our energy, and our thoughts. Like, keep everything, you know, dole them out conservatively is what Spirit's saying to me. There's a lot going on here, but if we want to be, what is that saying? Honesty is the best policy. We're going to be honest and truthful with everyone around us, and we will expect everyone in our lives to be honest and truthful with us also. So no deception this month of any kind. It's like, and that I'm conserving my thoughts, my energy, my time, my money, whatever is mine to actually have, use, I'm going to conserve it so it's appropriately used. We have good words here. They're awakening, risk, transformation, simplicity, and support, which is really good for us because one of the cards I'm seeing, well, two of them go exactly. Yeah, two of these, actually three, go exactly with our words right off the bat, but that original message goes with our word, simplicity, being sure we conserve, our time, our energy, our money, even our thoughts that we're thinking about things, because our bottom card here on the deck's an excellent card. It's the Nine of Pentacles. We're very lucky this month. This is independence from financial concerns and financial worries, an abundance to be gained from proper management of all of our affairs, time of arrival, which is excellent, of having accomplished something and feeling very secure, integrating all the factors into our life into some type of a very secure base or foundation for ourselves, enjoying our money resources, our physical energy, like in a smooth combined flow. And I think that has a lot to do with that original message there. Plenty all around us. Material well-being comes with this card, and order and safety, success, like when everything's well coordinated, working like a well-oiled machine. And we need that in our life if we want anything to transform and be supportive, like our words down here, of us. We really kind of like require and need that. This has been tough times for all of us, in general, but maybe especially so for we Virgos. I really don't know, but thinking with the next card coming up here, maybe it has been tough, and we had to struggle in things. These are tough times. I know it's June now when you get these readings, but it's been a hard several months for a lot of us here. People are on edge, and people are at this point like willing to do just about anything, and we Virgos are not going to. It's kind of that type of energy, because our next card here is the Five of Swords. That's a tough one too. It's like the double-edged sword. Couldn't get the word out of my mouth. On one side of it's like defeat, misfortune, betrayal, or some kind of loss, but on the other is like learning to accept the boundaries we all have to face in life, period, unavoidable things, that unavoidable limitations. We went through a lot of that, which is what it's telling me. Maybe with this card, someone disappointed us, but we were expecting too much of them usually to begin with. Anyhow, and we Virgos expect a lot out of people. We have a lot of integrity and we expect others to have that same integrity. So the card itself is about adjusting to 5 is about adjusting. So this card is about adjusting to in some kind of period of change that's brought on by distress or some kind of loss. And a lot of us have been laid off of work, maybe working from home and getting paid for less hours, but change is part of life, and that's what this card means. And the more we resist change, the more difficult our lives can become, So whatever's being challenged or whatever in our life is being called for to change, our lifestyle, maybe our philosophy, maybe our lifestyle, we had to cut down on a lot of things. Maybe it's even our inner beliefs, kind of, like inner beliefs about ourself. Now is the time to go to work on ourselves, and bring those changes into our daily lives because they're going to be appropriate. The other thing that a lot of times I'm thinking here will actually happen with this particular card coming into mind. When I look at it, he's holding 3 swords, in his hands, and there's 2 on the ground, and there's people walking away from them. So it makes me think sometimes, is the fight really worth it? That's what it actually makes me think, because they're turning around and walking away. Was the argument, the fight, maybe it was worth me changing things? Was it? That's the feeling that's coming off of it. Like, was it really actually worth it? Because our next card that's cut, and that tells me this card could be, yeah, that's pretty interesting. That card tells, this is our next card. Sorry, I'm talking and not showing you. But this is a Hierophant font. And that's a traditional, some kind of traditional factor in our life, whether it's like religion, it can be a philosophy, it can be some type of social organization, any other type of authoritative group, that we feel a great deal of loyalty towards or for. And we would be like, we would find it, like our word down here, very supportive of us, and we'd have a lot in common with the group or the organization. Maybe some of us might want to be the leader of the organization, or we have, how do I want to say, like a close relationship with somebody who or who is the leader of this organization. It's like something that inspires us. It's like a teacher or emotional support of some kind, because we have support word down here too, an emotional sort of support, but it has a judgmental quality with it. And it also, and seeing that 5 of Swords first makes me think, has a judgmental quality that if you break the rules, they have strict rules. Let's say I break the rules, I'm going to be called onto the carpet or be called into account for whatever happened, or whatever I did that broke the rules. So in some cases, some of us Virgos with that 5 of Swords in front, and who got this? Leo, I think, right? Or Leo or Cancer right before us got this card. So some of us, Virgos are going to think inside of our heads, you know, I'm turning you upside down on your head. None of this is like, I'm fed up with it. I am not going by your rules anymore, and I'm walking out the door. Some of us will do that with that Five of Swords energies. Others of us, it's supportive. Maybe, I can't tell where these are coming down in our lives because it'll come in a different place for all of us, So, was it something to do with work? Was it something to do with something else? I don't know. Or was it a fight that wasn't really worth having because now it's like escalating, that kind of energy. Because the next card here is the Ten of Rods. That can be a tough card, but it can also be a good one. Because we could be taking up responsibilities to, like for a new, that's appropriate to the new cycle coming into our life. Maybe that was brought on from the changes from that Five of Swords. They might feel like they're really heavy, they're burdensome, but we'd have the strength and the character to to carry the load, and we feel like we could do anything with it at this point, even if it was a really tough or difficult task. But then the card also can mean, on the other hand, everything that we did could have went for nothing sometimes, and that might be coming off that Five of Swords energy also, and we'd be carrying burdens on our shoulders that aren't even ours to bear. And then we feel weary, like the whole world is on our shoulders. Heavy responsibility that we're bearing alone. Sometimes, sometimes the heavy responsibilities that we're going through or taking on are legitimately required. But sometimes the responsibilities we're taking on is because someone in the family, someone in the organization, gets all the dirty work. And we Virgos are extremely detailed and very organized. And they get all the dirty work. We get the dirty work just for the simple reason, that we're willing to do it because we like to see things get done and we like to see them get done right. So make sure with this card that others are doing their fair share and ask for help if we need it, and don't let others stand in the way of asking for that help or getting that help that we need, is what the way they're saying it to me, like asking for it and even getting it. And sometimes this energy can remind me of a lot of us were home, period, through all of it. A lot of us worked our butts off. So this could go both ways. If I was a nurse or a doctor or, any kind of service worker that was required or mandatory, we could be doing double duty for because all the people that got put out of work. Maybe that's legitimate, but for others of us it could be like the energetics of the kid that doesn't clean their room. You say, take out the garbage, Junior, and they say, okay. 2 hours later, Junior, you take out the garbage. I told you I would. That kind of energy. 2 hours later, Junior, take out the garbage. And they're still sitting there on their tush, not taking the garbage out, and I get fed up with it and go take it out myself. Or the co-worker that throws their work on my desk all the time, and hey, I gotta go get the nail appointment every Friday. They leave early and the boss wants us done. Could you do it for me, Virgo? And we do it because we're good at it. Finally, one day we're like, hey, I don't have the time. And that's the energy of this card. I don't have the time. You need to step up to the plate and do your own work, and maybe put the nail appointment. I'm sorry you're going to be late for the dinner date, but do your own appointment. It can be, or do your own work. It can be that kind of energy. So we'll really have to think about that. Like I said, some of us are doing double duty. Grocery store workers, nurses, doctors, policemen, garbage truck people, they're still out there, the post people. There's a lot of us that are in service that are still working our butts off, and others of us, it's just right around us, and if we want it and it is ours, take it. They're saying remember the original message, no intentional deception. We're not going to tolerate it in ourselves, not going to tolerate it out of anybody else, and that's obvious because our next card here is the Fool. So being out of sync with the rest of the world is what the Fool is. We want to go our own way, and with that Five of Swords, it's probably going to happen full speed ahead. We're like doing it our way, end of the story, or we feel kind of like we're somehow isolated from the general group, like a loner, like the Hierophant energy. Maybe for some of us, like we're isolated out of that. Our experiences to the situation are kind of different from all of the people that are around us, and we probably, we need to honor that. We're hearing the beat of a different drummer, and sometimes that beat is our authentic selves, trying to get our attention, trying to come forward, trying to support us, and help us to transform this kind of energy. But the word risk is in there. This guy's taking off right on his own path with his little dog and his little stick on his shoulder with the bag with a couple bites of food in it, right? He's going to fall right off the cliff because he didn't look, has rose-colored glasses on, right? So I want to go on my own path if I know it's actually right, but the word risk is down here and in here, right? So I'm going to say look at the options for this month. Usually I say take off and go do it, Virgo. This month they're saying look at the options, weigh the risks with the benefits, even if I feel guided even to just take the risk. But for right now, I want to look down, and think to myself, actually really just think to myself, is this the right thing to do? Is it better for me to move forward? Is it better for me to stay stagnant? And is it time, how do they put in this? Is it time for me to move on? For me to do the thing that I need to do for myself, weigh it, because even if it's rough with that load of rods on my shoulders, and even if I have to fight to get it, sometimes it is really worth it because of the Nine of Pentacles. So look at it like that. I'd write a list. What's good about this? What's bad about it? What am I giving up? What is worth me going forward for, Our angel card, let your past go. Well, maybe we're moving forward with that little... Sorry, Virgo, I started laughing. Maybe we're moving forward with that little Fool card there. It says, the burden of carrying your past around has made you weary, dear one. It's time to set the burden down and keep only the lessons and the love and leave everything else behind you. You don't want it or need it. And it's time, and what does this say? It's now gone. That's what it says. I can't read it. The light's real dim in here today. It was sunny out a little bit ago, but right now it's really dim. This is really interesting. You received this card because your thoughts and feelings about the past are holding you back. You're repeating a pattern because of unfinished emotions from your past, and this card is a sign to forgive and move on and stop painful patterns. It doesn't mean that you need to be with a person you've forgiven. It simply means that you've let the toxic feelings go in exchange for peace. Approach the new situation or relationship with positive expectations, avoid routines, speak to a counselor or support group, speak to the Hierophant, there you go. Forgive those who have hurt you, forgive yourself. The worst is now behind you, and keep your thoughts about this situation high and bright. That's good advice anytime, huh, Virgo? Well, that's our reading for this month. I want to tell you all thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and for your comments. I read each and every one of them. Truly appreciate them. If anyone wants to know more about me, or just go neb about me, or if you'd like to set an appointment with me, all the information to do that's down below the screen in the About section at the website. Also, there's 2 short videos over there. One explains prayer class I put out there for you. The other explains a sutra class. Prayer class is 2.5 hours long. It explains how to format prayers, why you do them the way you do them, and it's really comprehensive. The sutras are simple thought forms you put in a 5-minute a day meditation. They are particular thought forms that enhance the clear perceptions, but the videos, and who doesn't need that nowadays, the videos are over there at the website that explain them. So to all of you I've met through 4 whole years of doing these YouTubes now, and to everybody I've met through 32 years of doing this work, I want to tell you all, it's been an honor, a privilege, and pleasure to serve you, and hopefully I'll see you back here next month. Bye-bye.